The following Zoom session is being recorded and will appear later today on my YouTube channel, Math with Mayo. There are two different classes that may be observing this session. Therefore, when you participate in the Zoom meeting, if you do not wish for your picture or your name to be made public, please leave the video off and use an alias name. If you have questions during the meeting but do not wish to speak, email me at bmail@ybcc.edu and I will respond as soon as I can. All right, first of all, I've got some questions that people emailed to me, so I'm going to deal with those first, and then we'll get to any other questions people have. So I'm going to start by sharing the WebAssign screen. And we're going to look at, this is from the chapter review. And question number 1. First of all, let's say that you were trying to find out when John's birthday was, okay? And you walk into a room and John is in the room and Mary is in the room. You want to know John's birthday. What would you do? Any ideas? Okay, fine. Well, you'd ask John when his birthday was, right? Mary's in the room, but that doesn't matter. You'd want to get the information from John. What does that have to do with anything? Well, okay, let's take a look at this problem number 1. It says, let f of x equal 9x plus 8, and g of a equal a squared minus 4a plus 4 divided by 9. Find the function value. They want to know g of 5. Well, f of x equals 9x plus 8, that's like Mary. It's there, but it has nothing to do with the question. We want to know what g of 5 is. And some people will say, well, why is that there? It's confusing. Well, it's just another piece of information. You have to sort through what's given to determine what to use. If you want to know John's birthday, you ask John, right? So we want g of 5. We're not going to do anything with the f of x. Okay, so we've got, let's see here, g of a equals a squared minus 4a plus 4 all over 9, and we want g of 5. So let's go back to the whiteboard now. And let's see here. So g of 5 would be 5 squared minus 4 times 5 plus 4 all over 9, which is 25 minus 20 plus 4 all over 9, which is 5 plus 4 over 9, or 9 over 9, or just 1. So g of 5 equals 1. And again, we don't do anything with the f of x. Okay, let's go on to the next bunch of questions. And let's see here. Right. And there. Okay, let's see, 23. Okay, so this again is from the chapter 8 review. And this is number 23. Okay, and number 23, it says solve the absolute value equation. And we have 6 times the quantity 1 minus x plus 1 all over 6 equals the absolute value of 7x minus 2 all over 7. Okay, so we have an equation with 2 terms, both of which are absolute values. We want them separated, one on each side of the equal sign. That's already done. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to simplify inside the left-hand absolute value bars. Okay, so this is going to become, let's see, 6 minus 6x plus 1. Okay, combining like terms, we'd get negative 6x plus 7. Okay, so all I've done is I've simplified inside the first set of absolute value bars. All right, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to recopy it on the next page because I'm using up a lot of room here. So let's see, we've got negative 6x plus 7. So negative 6x plus 7. And then all over 6 equals 7x minus 2 over 7. 7x minus 2 over 7. I'm going to make sure I've recopied that correctly. Okay, we've got 6 minus 6x plus 1. That 6x plus 7 over 6. Okay, so now I'm going to take what's inside the first absolute value bars. Negative 6x plus 7 all over 6 equals what's inside the second set of absolute value bars, and then or what's inside the first set equal to the opposite of what's inside the second set. Okay, here, let's do this. All right, so dealing with equation number 1, the first one, the one on the left, I'm going to clear the fractions by multiplying both sides by the least common denominator of 6 and 7, which would be 42. Okay. Same thing on the second or the other side of the equation, 42. So 42 divided by 6 is 7. So I get 7 times negative 6x plus 7 equals 42 over 7 is 6 equals 6 times the quantity 7x minus 2. Any questions so far? All right. Continuing on, I get negative 42x plus 49 equals 42x minus 12. I'm going to put all the variable terms on the left side of the equation. So I'm going to subtract 42x from both sides, giving me negative 84x plus 49 equals negative 12. Then I'll subtract 49 from both sides. Negative 84x equals, that would be what, negative 61. Okay, then I'm going to divide both sides by negative 84, so I get x equals 61 over 84. So there is my first potential answer. All right, now taking a look at the second equation, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to multiply both sides by the LCD, which is 42. So 42 here. Now, I've got that negative sign out front. I've got to be careful. I could distribute it or leave it outside, but I need to be careful with how I do it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute it. So in fact, I'm going to go back for a minute. And before we do this whole thing, let's see here. Let's go ahead and rewrite this. So negative 6x plus 7 over 6 equals negative 7x plus 2 over 7. Are you okay with how I distributed that? Hopefully so. Okay, now I'll multiply both sides by 42. And so 42 over 6 is 7. 7 times negative 6x plus 7. 42 over 7 is 6 equals 6 times negative 7x plus 2. So now I get distributing negative 42x plus 49 equals negative 42x plus 12. Okay. So I'm going to put all the x's on the left. I'm going to add 42x to both sides. So now I'm going to get 49 equals 12. Well, that's not true. So basically, this second equation leads to no solution. But I need to be careful. The answer to the whole thing wouldn't be no solution or does not exist, because I do have a potential answer over there. So basically, this led to nothing, but this led to a possible answer. Now we're going to check that work, and hopefully I'll do better than I did the other day with that and made a mistake on it. So we'll see what happens. Okay. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to erase all of this over here. And if you still need it, you can always go back and look at the video. And I'm going to use that to check our answer for this one. So we're going to put 61 over 84 in the place of x. So here we go. The absolute value of -6 times 61 over 84 plus 7 all over 6 equals the absolute value of 7 times 61 over 84 minus 2 all over 7. Okay, let's see here. 6, well, okay, I'm having a couple of thoughts. One of them is I'm thinking I could take 6 and 84, I could take this and reduce it. I could also take that and reduce it, but then I'm going to have different denominators for different fractions. Well, let's just do it anyway. Let's just do it anyway. Let's see what happens. Okay, so 6 over 84 would be 1 over what? 14? Is that right? Let's see. 84 divided by 6 is 14. So that gives me, let's see, -61 over 14 plus 7 all over 6. Okay, all I did was take the 6 over the 84 and reduce it to 1 over 14. Well, now I'm going to get a common denominator of 14 and 1, which is 14. So in my next step, I'm going to have -61 14ths plus so many 14ths all over 6. I'm going to take the 7 that's right here and multiply it by 2 over 2. No, not 2 over 2. What am I going to multiply it by? 14 over 14. Yeah. So 14 over 14. So I get 70, what, 98 14ths. This problem just keeps getting worse, doesn't it? Minus 61 or -61 plus 98 would be what, 37? So I've got 37 14ths all over 6, which is 37 14ths divided by 6 is 37 14ths times 1 over 6 is 37 over 84. What's the absolute value of 37 over 84? It's 37 over 84. So that's what we're getting on the left side of the absolute value bars. Okay? And of course, I've backed myself into a corner here. I don't have a lot of room, but let's see what we can do with it. Okay. 7 over 84 is 1 over, let's see, 84 divided by 7 is 12. So that becomes 61 over 12 minus 2 all over 7, which is 61 over 12 minus what over 12 all divided by 7? Well, we'd have to multiply by what? 12 twelfths, which makes this 24. What's 61 minus 24? Let's see. 61 minus 24 is 37. Okay, let's see here. Hopefully I didn't make any mistakes because I'm erasing all the evidence. Here's hoping. So that's going to be 37 twelfths divided by 7, which is 37 twelfths divided by 7, which is 37 twelfths times 1/7, which is 37 over 84. Bingo. Oh, that was awful, wasn't it? But it checks. Okay, so there was only one solution. The other equation that was produced didn't lead to anywhere. So the only solution would be 61 over 84. This 37 over 84, that wasn't the solution. That was what we got when we put it in. We got that answer on both sides. All right, now we're going to go back and take a look at problem number 25. Still from that chapter review. So let's take a look here at WebAssign. It says, for a fixed voltage, the current in an electrical circuit varies inversely as the resistance in the current. If a certain circuit has a current of 3.5 amps, when the resistance is 110 ohms, find the current in the circuit when the resistance is doubled. Okay, so for a fixed voltage, so the voltage doesn't change, so that's not really involved in the problem. We've got current, let's see, current, still here?
Still here.
Okay, yeah, I have been having internet issues lately. I guess I should pay my internet bill. No. All right, so we've got the current is going to be C, varies inversely as the resistance, and we're going to let the resistance equal R, okay? So the current varies inversely as the resistance. So C equals K divided by R because it's inversely, all right? So that's going to be my formula right there. Any questions about that?
No.
Okay. It says if a certain circuit has a current of 3.5 amps, when the resistance is 110 ohms, okay, find the current in the circuit when the resistance is double. Okay, so we've got 3.5 equals K over 110. I'm going to do a couple of things. First of all, I'm going to change 3.5 to 3.5. Then I'm going to multiply both sides by 110 to solve for K. So 3.5 times 110 is 385. Okay, so now I've got C equals 385 over R. It says find the current in the circuit when the resistance is, doubled. So instead of 110 ohms, it's going to be 220 ohms. So C equals 385 over 220. And let's see, 385 divided by 220 comes out to 1.75, and that is units of amps. So there we go on that problem. All right, so Marissa, do you have any questions?
No.
Anything you want me to go over? In terms of anything?
No. I had one, but it was from the other one, but I just didn't have it. Not the review, the last one.
Sure. Do you want to look at that?
Yes.
Yeah, we can look at anything. This is review time. Any questions, you want to look at? Okay. Do you want to tell me what it is or share it or have me bring it up on WebAssign? What do you want to do?
Can you bring it up on WebAssign?
Okay.
That way I think it was like question, like, I think it was like 5 or 4.
Okay, we'll find it here. Let's see. Okay. So section 8.9.
Yes.
All right. It looks like you stopped after problem number 3. So,
yes.
So pick it up. Okay. All right. So here we go. So here's problem number 4. So this is section 8.9, number 4. Fill in the blanks. The equation y equals kx over z means that y varies blank with x and blank with z. All right. Since x is on top, it's going to vary directly with x. Since z is on the bottom, it's going to vary inversely with z. So
Okay.
you're going to say y varies directly with x and inversely with z. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
And then can you?
Go
yes.
ahead.
Can you go down a little bit more down so I can see there was another question that, because I skipped them and then I was looking through. I think it's that number 11.
Number 11 right there.
Yes.
Okay. Solve the problem by writing a variation model. Okay, so this is 8.9, number 11. An object in free fall travels a distance s that is directly proportional, that is to say it varies directly to the square of time. So we've got s equals kt squared, okay?
Okay.
Are you okay with where I got the s equals kt squared?
Yes. So
Okay.
those are like in the formulas that we have to learn, right?
Right,
Before
right.
Okay.
Okay. If an object falls 1,024 feet, so s is going to be 124 in 8 seconds, so t is going to be 8. Okay, so let me go back here and share my whiteboard screen here. So s equals kt squared, 1,024 equals k times 8 squared, which means 64k, 8 squared is 64. Divide both sides by 64, and we get 1,024 divided by 64 is 16. Okay, so now we know that k is 16, so that's going to go up here, and we're going to have s equals 16t squared. All right.
Okay.
Now we're going to go back and see the rest of the information. It says, if an object falls 1,024 feet in 8 seconds, how far will it fall in 10 seconds? So now we're going to put 10 in the place of t. Don't forget t is squared. So this becomes 10 squared, which is 100 or 1,600 feet. Or 1,600 feet. You can say it either way. You okay with that one?
Yes.
All right. Let's go back to the WebAssign board. Any others you wanted to look at right now? Do you want me to scroll down some more, or?
Yes. Can you scroll down? I think number 14.
Okay, let's take a look at number 14. Solve the problem by writing a variation model. Under constant temperature, so just like in the previous problem, it was under the same current or whatever, I can't remember, but the temperature isn't involved. The volume occupied by gas varies inversely to the applied pressure, or to the pressure applied. All right, so we've got volume, which I'm going to call V, and pressure, which I'm going to call P. So the volume varies inversely to the pressure. So V equals K divided by P. Volume equals K divided by the pressure. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
All right. If the gas occupies a volume of 22 cubic inches, so 22, under a pressure of 5 pounds per square inch. So now we've got 22 equals K over 5. Let's take a look at that at the whiteboard here. So volume equals K over pressure. Here I'm going to multiply both sides by 5. So K equals what? 110. So that goes up here. So now I've got that, right? V equals 110 over P.
Yes.
Going back to the WebAssign problem, it says, find the volume when a gas is subject to the pressure of 11 pounds per square inch. So now we're going to have V equals 110 divided by 11, which is 10. So the volume is 10 cubic inches.
Okay. Okay, so first, it's like a two-step, right? First, we do the first part, and then on the second, we use the formula that they're given us.
Yeah, so reading the problem, you've got to determine what kind of variation. This one was inverse variation. Our variables were V and P. So using inverse variation, I got that formula, okay?
Okay.
Then they gave us some information about the volume and the pressure. which allowed us to determine what the variation constant was.
Okay.
Then we took that information and put it back into the general formula to get a specific formula. So we replaced K with 110. Then we looked at the additional information they gave us where it said, well, what if there's 11 pounds of pressure per square inch? And that's what led to our final answer. So you've got to read the problem, determine what kind of variation it's using, direct, inverse, or joint, or a combination of them. Identify your variables, create the formula, plug in the given information to find K, go back, replace K with that number, and then the follow-up question.
Okay, that makes more sense. I think I was like getting all those confused, like where
Sure,
to start out and
sure.
stuff.
Did you want to look at any others, or was that it?
I think that's it. I still have to work on the other ones and read them, so
Okay.
I don't know which ones are they.
All righty. Do you have
Sounds,
any other questions?
no, I think that's it for right now.
All righty. Well, since nobody else is here, I'm just going to go ahead and close shop. I'll be back at 1:15 today with an office hour if you have any questions then. There'll be no class tomorrow. Just take your test. You can take it anytime up until 11:59 tomorrow night.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds
Right.
good. Thank you.
You bet. Bye now.
Bye.